African Cup of Nations will be powered by the Joy Sports team, and our team there will be in Gabon by courtesy of Kempon Travel and Tours, who have announced the package for Ghanaian fans. So if you fancy joining the Black Stars for this once-in-a-lifetime AFCON trip and also AFCON experience, Mohamed Al-Hassan, the general manager of the company, has this for you.
Now, for the corporate organizations, of which we have done arrangements in 2- and 3-star hotels. So once they want to go on this package, they are either getting 2-star hotel or a 3-star hotel. Now, for the first 10 days, which is the group stage only, for the corporate, it is $2,200, which includes hotel accommodation, airfare, and then bus shuttles. Now, the airfare we have organized is a charter flight. So the corporate package, I repeat, includes hotel accommodation for 10 days, airfare, and then bus shuttles. We'll pick our passengers from the airport to the hotel. On the match day, we pick them from the hotel to the stadium. After the match, we bring them back to the hotel. Those are the arrangements we have done. So for the first 10 days, it is $2,200. If you want to stay up to the quarterfinal stage, which is 14 days, your package is $2,670. Now, if you want to stay throughout the tournament, your package is around $3,780. These are all base fares, minimum. It could go up. But now I come to the supporters package. We know that we have supporters group that will travel, that cannot afford 2-star, 3-star, 4-star hotels. So we have arranged special accommodation for the entire supporters to be at one place. And for that, the first 10 days, group stage only, is $1,600 for the supporters. $1,600, 10 days, that is the group stage. If they want to stay up to the quarterfinal stage, which is 14 days, it is $1,900. $1,900. Now, if they want to stay throughout the tournament, 22 days, that will come up to $2,500.
So those are your rates if you want to go for the AFCON powered by Kempon Travel and Tours, the official travel and tours for the multimedia group as we go to report on the tournament. Here in Ghana, there's a new development as the preseason begins for the clubs as well as Asante Kotoko are in the news today, announcing and confirming Zdravko Lugarizic as their new head coach. You would know him as a former King Faisal boss, and also for those of you who follow African football, the former boss of Gor Mahia in Kenya. Here's Jerome Oche, the managing editor of the Kotoko Express newspaper, speaking earlier to us.
They looked around. I mean, they did some deep searching to ensure that they arrive on what they think will be a good choice for the club. I know that they made some contacts locally and they didn't really settle on what would have been a good or a better choice. So one thing they considered was a coach who wouldn't come to do try and error, someone who already has some amount of knowledge, or let's say fair knowledge of our game. You know, the Ghanaian game has its own life. So in bringing someone to a club like Kotoko, you must have someone who already knows the terrain. And I think that is one thing that favored Zdravko.
Have you given him any immediate targets as he starts off work?
Yes, and the targets are very simple. 2-year contract within which he must win every competition that Kotoko participates. People have been asking me, what are those competitions? What kind of competitions are we talking about? We know, for instance, we play in the Premier League, we play the FA Cup, we are going to have the Gala. And so these are the 3 main competitions that Zdravko must ensure that Kotoko win. And apart from that, should there be any competition where the club will participate, he also has the mandate to get us a title.
Now, for your fans, I've seen various reactions from your fans, you know, in the newspaper. Yeah. But winning every competition and every trophy available, isn't that a bit far-fetched?
I think it's realistic because, you know, the mandate that was given to the leader of the club, Dr. Kwame Kyei, was to position Kotoko, at a platform where we can think of doing something in Africa. And my argument, and the argument of some of the supporters have been that if you cannot win the Ghanaian League, which is the case, if you can't win the Ghanaian League, there's no way you can perform in Africa.
The biggest international story today has had to do with the World Cup. After 32 teams started slugging it out for the ultimate in 1998, it's taken up to 2022 for us to finish that number. From 2026, FIFA said they will expand the competitions to 48 teams, and the vote was done unanimously. There's been a lot said about it, but let's get this.
It's going to be complicated. We are going to have 16 groups. So we're going to have groups from Group A to Group P. Each group is going to have 3 teams in it. They're going to play each other. The top 2 teams from each of those 16 groups will go into a knockout round of 32. What this means is that each country that qualifies for the World Cup is going to play at least 2 games. Now, a lot of people have been complaining this is going to be ridiculous, it's going to dilute the quality of the tournament. But the other point of view from the rest of the world is good news for Asia. Asia is going to have an extra 4 teams in the finals. Good news for Africa. Africa is going to have an extra 4 teams in the finals. Even UEFA, a lot of people in Europe are not happy about this. European countries, we're going to have 3 more countries from Europe in the finals. One other point to make about all this, of course, is it's not going to come in until 2026, when the World Cup finals will probably be in the USA.
And if it happens in the USA, as you have heard, Africa will have 9 teams. Europe will have 3 extra, even though they are not happy. Let's go to the United Kingdom, where really the English media have been hitting hard at this decision of FIFA to do that. Ed Aarons writes for the Guardian newspaper. Thanks very much for your time, Ed. What are your thoughts?
No worries. How are you?
Fine, thank you. What are your thoughts?
Well, I can understand it's divided people a lot, this issue. And I think for most people in Europe, it is a kind of a reaction against the sort of the difficulties that there are going to be in organising a tournament with such an odd number of countries, because 48 obviously is going to go into 16 groups of 3, and I think that is the main concern for people in Europe, especially, that it will sort of dilute the quality of the tournament, and also provide, you know, it is open to problems in the group stages, you know, with one team not playing when, you know, in the decisive match.
Yeah,
yeah.
You've made your point on that one, but quick series of questions. I'd appreciate yes and no answers. Do you think this will help the development of football in smaller countries around the world? Yes or no?
Yes, I think it probably will.
Do you also think that FIFA took this decision purely based on monetary reasons, because we understand they'll get an additional $1 billion per World Cup if they do this? Yes or no?
I'd say no, but it is to do with money, but it's also to do with, like you say, giving other teams an opportunity. But it's also to do with politics as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
because I think Infantino, you know, the more countries that he pleases, the more likely he's going to get elected again.
Ed Aarons, thank you very much. Short and concise, like we promised. We appreciate your time from The Guardian.
Thanks. Take care.
That's it for the sport. We will be doing more of this story tomorrow on our bulletins. And also, don't forget that the AFCON is bearing down upon us. The AFCON Minute returns tomorrow with Baba Tando. Meanwhile, that's it for the sport. You can get more on the sports page of myjoyonline.com. Also on facebook.com/joysports and on Twitter @joysportsgh. I'm Gary Al Smith. We'll see you later.